everyone, and welcome to BBB's Junior Board Masterclass. My name is Pamela Anson, and I am the Director of Brand Outreach at Better Business Bureau, serving Greater Cleveland. And we appreciate you for joining us this evening. For those that don't know, we formed the Junior Board of Directors to bring budding entrepreneurs and business leaders together. And the goal of this group is to find new ways to connect, give back, and expand the BBB brand awareness. And we hope that you find this virtual webinar series to provide you or your business a new perspective on common challenges that businesses are facing, especially in the past few years. So we appreciate everyone taking the time to attend our second installment of the Junior Board Masterclass. Well, before we get started this evening, I'd like to go over a few things. If you have any questions throughout today's presentation, please feel free to type those in the questions box. We will make sure to answer those throughout the presentation. And this presentation is also being recorded, and we will be sharing the video after and posting on BBB Serving Greater Cleveland's YouTube page. Now, I'm very excited to introduce our two speakers today from our junior board. First, we have Donyae James of International Cleaning Solutions, also known as ICS. ICS focuses on providing professional servicing in construction, janitorial, landscaping, and snow removal. Since founding ICS in 2014, the company has secured and provided contractual services to a diverse portfolio of small, medium, and large businesses. Ms. James graduated from Bowling Green State University in 2013, earning a degree in criminal justice. But after graduating, her initial goal was to follow her passion in law, but she found that the entrepreneurial spirit was strong, and that was ultimately her lifelong goal. Next, we are welcoming Shanay Braxton, who owns Business and Travel, which supports travel and lifestyle content creators and brands that want to build business around their love for travel, creativity, as well as lifestyle and travel products. Shanay is a wanderer and travel storyteller who believes the world is her classroom. She is known for her poise, confidence, and out-of-the-box thinking. So thank you both so much for taking the time to present today. I know you have some excellent information, and we are really looking to hear what you have to say. So thank you both.
Thank you. Hello, world. Welcome to the Junior Board of the Better Business Bureau, and I'm excited to present today's masterclass with you. Again, my name is Shanay, and I'm a travel and lifestyle content creator on YouTube. My company, Business and Travel, includes a community of creators that are focused on building a business around their love for travel and creativity. Today, I am happy to share the stage with my good friend and fellow board member, Donyae.
Hello guys, my name is Donyae James. The name of my company is International Cleaning Solutions. Once again, we provide construction, janitorial, landscaping, and snow removal services to the public and private corporations, as well as city, state, and federal organizations.
Today, she and I will be discussing video marketing and lead generation, both essential elements to any growing business. This is a two-part discussion, and we'll begin with lead generation and then go into video marketing. After today's presentation, you will have a better understanding of how to create videos, how to use videos to market your business, how to apply for government contract opportunities, and how to attract customers into your business to increase profit. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We will pause frequently to respond.
So I would like to start off with some questions that I typically hear business owners asking themselves. How do I get customers? How do I increase my revenue? How do I market? Who are my customers? How do I obtain government contracts? And am I profiting? Next slide. Lead generation. Lead generation is the process of gaining the interest of potential customers in order to increase future sales. Lead generation builds trust and visibility for your business and is also a crucial part of the sales process. Next slide. So what does this process look like? It's simply finding unique ways to attract people to your business. Marketing. We can do billboards, brochures, or something as simple as business cards. Next, we have networking, joining different groups and organizations such as the business chambers or simply logging on to meetup.com. If you aren't from meetup.com, it's a social media platform businesses personal industry. For example, when I wanted to promote my janitorial company, I joined over 15 real estate groups, some for investors, some for landlords, some for owners, others for wholesalers. Now, I did not own any property at this time, but it put me in a position to sell my services to this community. Next, we have referrals. Word of mouth is everything. This has probably been my number one lead generator since I've been in business. I'll say 2 words, and that is quality control. I always provide excellent customer service. I go above and beyond for all of my clients, and I will never are 100% sure that our customer is satisfied. Next, we have social media. So we are in an era of social media. Our children have social media. Our great grandparents have social media accounts. My 8-year-old run around talking about TikTok all day. These accounts include LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I say if you sell a product or service, this will be a great way to promote. Think about how often you're on social media. I know that I'm on daily and I run across hundreds of ads. I am also a frequent online shopper. So don't let me see something that I like. Things from food to clothes to household products to gadgets. If you're promoting something that makes my life easy, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to purchase it. Next, we have consultation. So why not offer a 15-minute consultation with no pressure to buy or free estimates? Last but not least, we have product trials. As a business owner, you can offer day free trials or even give out small samples of your product. Next slide, please. So, the most critical piece to lead generation is your target audience. Who do you want to sell to? We have 3 different targets. We have consumers, businesses, and the government. Starting with the B2C, business to consumer. With this business model, your products and your services are sold directly to the consumer. An example of this would be Amazon selling their products online, or corporations like McDonald's, Airbnbs, and Lyft. Next, we have B2B, also known as business to business. This is a business model where you sell products and services to other businesses. This includes people such as wholesalers, even me. Something that I found recently, which was quite interesting, Samsung. I know Samsung is a business to consumer, but they're also a B2B. They actually, they provide Apple's largest supplies in the production of iPhones. I'm like, Samsung supplying Apple. That was new to me. I thought that was pretty cool. Next, we have my favorite, which is the government contracting. In this model, you sell your goods and your services to the city, state, and federal agencies. An example of this would be me supplying janitorial services to Cleveland City Hall. Next slide. Five ways to increase your profits. So this is a chart that I came across about 5 years ago. and I found it to be extremely helpful. I wanted to share it with you guys. So we posted the QR code for you guys to scan and have access to. This chart supplies over 50 different ways to generate leads, to increase your conversion rate, the number of transactions, the average number of sales, and last but not least, increase your profit margin. Once you put all of these elements, drive your traffic. Next slide, please. So let's hop into the next topic, which is government contracting. Minority. Are you a woman-owned business? Are you a veteran? Do you own small businesses with less than 100 employees? And are you socially or economically disadvantaged? If you answered yes to this question, it will put you at a slight advantage over other business owners. Well, why consider doing business with the government? Each year, the government spends billions of dollars on contracts. They purchase literally almost every product and service that you can think of. Anything from advertisement to uniforms to janitorial products to car parts. Slide. So I tried to make doing business with the government as simple as I could. So I broke it down into 4 simple parts. We have getting certified, creating a capability statement, signing up as a vendor, and responding to RFPs. So the first step is getting certified. There are many certifications that you can obtain as a business owner. The first one that I'll discuss is the MBE, also known as the Minority Business Enterprise. We also have the WBE, known as the Women Business Enterprise, and the DBE, which is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. These programs are designed to assist minorities in obtaining government contracts. Now, for me, I have about 6 or 7 different certifications. I am certified as a MBE at the state level, a MBE at the national level, WBE, FBE with the city of Cleveland. I have an SBE with ODOT, and I'm also pending my current DBE certification. Why is this important? Here's an example. If there's $1 million contract on the table, the government will require that 20% of that contract be given to a minority. So literally that's $200 $200,000 set aside for your business. Why not take a grab at that? I will say the certification process is not easy. It requires a lot of paperwork, but it is very rewarding. Next, we have the capability statement. So this is how you market to the government. This statement includes your business name, your company information, what services and good do you provide, what past performances have you completed, what jobs have you done, and what makes you different or better than your competition. Next is signing up as a vendor. Each organization has their own website, and you can typically sign up under the tab Doing Business With or under the Supplier Diversity Program. Last but not least, we have responding to RFPs. If you're not familiar with what RFP stand for, it is the request for proposal, also known as the formal bid. If you find yourself typically struggling with bidding on larger projects, you can request the prior year's bid. That would at least get you in the field of where they were last year. And one thing that I did want to let you guys know, never feel like a contract is too big, never feel like you're too small to work with the government. You can always team up with other small businesses. So, Donyae, What do I do next? I would suggest building your network, building your credibility through your certifications, and last but not least, exposure, which leads us into our next topic.
Thank you, Donyae. That was extremely informative, and I'm super excited to speak with you all about exposure through video marketing. According to Adobe, video marketing is a personalized way to showcase your brand, products, and services, allowing your target customer to create an emotional connection with you. Can anyone let me know in the comments if you're already creating videos for your business? Today, what we're going to break down are the elements of creating a video. These are going to cover all of the basic steps required to help you build a routine around consistent video creation. The first element in video creation is your ideas. This is an opportunity to have a brain dumping session. You can write your ideas, you can type your ideas, you can speak your ideas into any device that is most helpful for you. Whichever works for you, just make sure that you take time to write down all of your ideas. Get them out of your brain and onto something tangible. We're going to do something with those ideas. Next is goals and objectives. Have specific goals and objectives for marketing that will help filter which videos you'll create, discard, and save for later. Now, the most critical part to me about video creation is your outline. Your outline can be used as a guide to organize your thoughts. This we will go into a little bit more in depth in the coming slides. Once you've outlined your video, it's time to push record. Now, I get it. It can be very daunting to push record and talk to a camera. Trust me, when I first started creating videos, I sounded like a robot. I sounded very stiff and uncomfortable, and it didn't feel natural. Over time, I continued to practice, and I continued just talking in front of the camera, sharing it with close friends, and getting feedback so they can let me know, hey, you need to relax. And over time, I became comfortable speaking in front of the camera. Now, I still get nervous when I talk in front of the camera, but I do enjoy sharing my ideas, sharing my business, and speaking and connecting with people online. When you're filming, you do want to consider which platforms the videos will be published on so that you can determine which orientation the video should be created in. Other things to consider, again, as a first timer, this is a skill that you'll have to build over time. So don't beat yourself up if your first go round, your second, third, 100th time recording a video, you're still not where you want to be. Just keep going. Also, while you're filming, remember to shoot in one consecutive take. You don't want to make a mistake and stop recording. You want to keep going because you can always edit out those mistakes once you're editing the video. And this is very helpful because even when it comes to organizing your content, after you've recorded, you have a file and you don't want to have 100 clips within that file that you then have to take into your editing software. You want to have 1 or 2 consecutive clips that you can break down in the editing software. Also, remember, you can repeat as much as you need to. I've repeated so many lines. I repeated videos from start to finish because the first take, I didn't like it. So it's completely fine if you have to repeat your lines and repeat the video because you can always edit out what you don't like. Now, once you begin to edit, the editing will depend on which device you're using. Are you using a camera? Are you using your computer? Are you using a mobile device? I do have some recommendations for you for editing software, depending on which device you're using. For example, if you are using a desktop, you can record your videos in a platform like Zoom, in a platform like RingCentral, in a platform like StreamYard, and they do have some capabilities where you can edit that video once you've recorded it. If you're editing a video from your desktop, from an SD card, from your camera, then the editing softwares you can use for a Mac are Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, and iMovie. If you're using a PC, softwares will include Adobe Premiere Pro, PowerDirect Essential, and DaVinci Resolve. Many people do use their mobile phone to create video. These days, having a mobile phone as your video player is the same as a high quality, expensive camera. And so if you're starting with your mobile phone, which is exactly what I did, then you can still edit on your phone. If you have an iPhone, you can use iMovie. You can use iMovie and InShot as softwares to edit. If you have an Android, you can use InShot and Filmora. Now that you've edited the video, it's time to put it out into the world. My recommendation is to publish the video to an evergreen platform like YouTube and on your website. This is going to allow your video to be searchable from now until the future. YouTube, as many of us know, is the second largest search engine next to Google. Adding your video to your website will also increase the likelihood of your video popping up in search. And adding your video to your website isn't as complicated as it sounds. It's a very simple process of uploading your video to YouTube and then taking the link and embedding it into your website. You can use hashtags, geotags, and @ mentions on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and even YouTube to increase your searchability. When it comes to publishing your video, one of your key objectives is to be searchable. So that's something you want to keep in mind, even when it comes to considering which platform you're going to publish your video. Okay, we've published it. Now we need eyeballs on our videos, right? We want viewers. We want people, our customers, to watch our videos. Here are some examples of places where you can promote your videos. YouTube Community tab is one of the places that I use frequently. If you have an email list, then you can share your videos to your email list. If you are a part of Facebook groups, you can share your videos to those Facebook groups. Just be mindful of the rules of those groups. Also, sharing them to social media. One thing that I do is with my long-form videos on YouTube, I'll break those down into 1-minute clips and I'll share them as stories or as posts on my Instagram and TikTok. And I'll promote people going over to my YouTube channel to watch the full video. Now, if you're a business that's just using it to market a product or service, you can have your long form video on YouTube. And you can break it down into shorter pieces of content on those other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. You can also promote your videos in text groups. It works the same as Facebook groups. Again, just be mindful of the rules of that group. Another thing that I like to do is promote my videos from organic conversations. I'm frequently talking to people or conversations happen to come up and I think to myself, oh, I have a video that might help you. For example, a young lady that I know is going to Morocco next month. And I've lived in Morocco for 4 years and I learned the language. And on my channel, I have language learning videos for individuals that want to learn Moroccan Arabic. And I messaged her and I said, hey, you're going to Morocco. Would you like my How to Negotiate in Morocco video? And she said, yeah, so I shared it with her. And from there, if she decides to go into other videos that I created, she has her choice. But the organic conversations is a great way to plug in some of the things that you're doing. Okay. Now, the video orientation. This can sometimes trip people up. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to describe what it means for the different video orientations. For example, landscape means that your device is turned horizontal, and portrait means that your device is turned vertical. When filming your video, keep in mind which tools you're going to use to publish your content, and the orientation of the video will play a significant role in that. For example, if you're publishing a reel to Instagram, you're going to be recording that reel in vertical format. If you are publishing a video to YouTube, you're going to record that video in a horizontal format. Okay, now let's talk about your video outline. As I mentioned, this is the most critical part about creating a video. And honestly, it helped me get over the fear of pushing record. One, because it helped me to organize my thoughts. Oftentimes I have so many ideas, so many points that I want to bring up, and I can be all over the place. But with an outline, it helps me to truly stay on track. It also helps give me confidence, again, because I know exactly what I'm going to say. Maybe I stumble over a couple of words, but at the end of the day, from start to finish, I know what the goal of this video is and how I want to present it. So for you, I've broken down the video outline in 4 easy parts. Starting with the intro. With the introduction, you'll want to introduce yourself, your company, the video topic, and also what will people gain as a result of watching this full video. Then the body. This is your knowledge base. In this part, this may require some research for 2 reasons. One, to back up your points that you're presenting in your video, and 2, to help generate some ideas and inspiration from points that you may not have thought of. Also, when it comes to the body of knowledge that you're presenting in your videos, don't try to cram everything into one video. What I recommend is that you break down the topic into video series. Maybe you have a part 1 and part 2 of a video in a particular topic because there's a lot that needs to be covered. For example, with video elements, there's a lot to be covered, and what we're doing today is almost scratching the surface of video creation. This itself can be broken down into multiple videos into a series. So think about that, because that's really going to give you more content to create that you can use for your business. And also, on average, when it comes to creating videos, you don't want to make a video that's over 8 minutes these days. You want to have a good, solid piece of information that ranges between 5 to 8 minutes. And now this is really going to depend on what topic you're covering and what the objective is. But these days, you want to make sure that the video is not extremely long, but that you're able to cover all of the points you want to cover, and whatever else you want to extend from that topic, you can create a video series. In your outro, you're essentially wrapping up the video. This is your summary. Within the outro, you can have the call to action. You can also place your call to action in different areas within your business, in the body, as well as in your intro. It really just depends on what that call to action is. The call to action is necessary because this is going to tell your customers what they should do next, how they should engage with you. And really, that's what they need. They need to know, okay, I have this piece of information. What should I do with it? They can either make a purchase, they can watch the next video, they can join your community, and many other actions. Just be sure, it can be something as simple as making a comment. Just be sure to give a call to action within your videos. Now we're going through the customer journey. This is important because at each stage of your customer journey, you can create different types of videos to help your customers continue to stay engaged with you and your business, to continue to learn from your business, and also to continue to be more aware of your products and services. So within this part of the presentation, I'm going to share some ideas on how you can create videos within each stage of your customer journey. So when we think about the awareness stage is that initial point of contact. This can take place by promoting your videos in those Facebook groups, in those text groups, on social media, creating TikToks on Reels to reach new people. This is where people are just coming in contact with your business. So some videos that you want to create are your brand introduction. Who are you? What does your company do? Who do you serve? You can also do get to know us videos. And people love to make personal connections with the people behind the brand. So as I mentioned, I know that video can be daunting, but in order to really grow, you have to have that personality that people can connect to aside from just your business. After people have come in contact with your brand, now they can consider what types of products and services you offer. Within the consideration phase, you can create more detailed videos about the products and services you offer. This is a good opportunity to create some videos about customer testimonials and also share reviews. This is a great time to let people know what you actually offer and give detail about it so that they can make a decision. And that call to action, let them know, what should I do with this information? That's going to lead us into the conversion. Now they've converted. They've bought the product. They've bought the service. They need to know how to implement it, how to utilize it, how to be successful with this offer. That's so important because the more people feel that they have success with your product and service, the more likely they are, one, to give referrals, and two, to continue purchasing from you. Maybe you have a special feature that you've added. You can create videos about your special features. And you also can get a little bit more technical in this conversion stage because people now want to take full advantage and have full access to the product and service that they purchased. Retention. We want them to buy something else. We want them to stay engaged with us. We want them to be a part of our community. How do we do this? One is possibly by creating videos on giveaways. There are many YouTubers that I follow that are oftentimes offering giveaways to their community as a way to show appreciation. Maybe you create a video about your loyalty program. You can even create videos about product add-ons that people can take advantage of. This is going to be where people have that knowledge base because they want to have the continued education, again, on how they can be successful utilizing your product and service. And brand loyalty, always thank your customer. You can create videos about appreciation and you can provide them with special offers by just being a part of your community. Okay, now that you've heard from me, video is one of the best ways to personalize your business. And I will always advocate that you incorporate video into your marketing strategy. I asked other creators to share some tips with you all on creating videos. And I'm very excited on the responses that I got. So I'm sharing them with you in addition to all of the tips and techniques I shared in the presentation. So Jasmine from the Jazzy Nation, she said, that her advice is to document as much as you can. You may not always use the footage you have, but you never know when something you filmed will come in handy. And Marie from the Purple Hood Adventures said, keep a good, consistent schedule for editing and hold yourself accountable for your own goals and deadlines. You make yourself to help your channel grow faster by posting more frequently. Olena from the Expat Chick said, be patient with the process. It takes longer than you think to find your voice on camera. And Bianca at Bianca Lewis said, show off your authentic self, be you. Marty at Marty San Diego said, always try and apply subtitles to ensure everyone can enjoy your video. You can use apps like Mixed Caption to generate them. And if you read a script, but you don't want to read it from paper, you can use the teleprompter app to do so. Zakira from the Illuminous One said, tell a story, a beginning, middle, and end, or before, during, and after, to keep others entertained, informed, and motivated. And lastly, Kerwin from Loyalty Travels said, if you can, shoot horizontal videos, as the editing software can give you a vertical video from a horizontal video. Ensure the main action has space on either side of the focal point of the vertical video. Regular YouTube videos use horizontal videos, but shorts use vertical. Use shorts created from horizontal videos to gain more followers. Here are some of the resources that I use to present this information to you today, as well as information and resources from my personal experience. So I'm very excited, and I love talking about video, so I can talk about it all day, but I'm happy to take questions, and I know Donyae is too.
Thank you both. So I have a question, Shanay. Let's say a business is a little overwhelmed of where to start with videos. You know, you just talked about so many wonderful ideas that a person could start with. What do you think might be the best video for a business to start shooting if they're just getting started?
If you're just getting started, only talk about what you know. Don't try to talk about something that's advanced, that's going to require you to read a book, to do research. Talk about your experience. Talk about the business's experience. That's where I would start, is talking about what you know, what you're comfortable speaking on, and what your experiences have allowed you the confidence to actually have a full conversation about.
That's great. I think that just touches on what you both were saying. The more you really have a passion for what you're doing then, and that leads to more people seeing what your business does and hopefully can generate more leads in a different kind of way. So I have another question. It's, what do you do when there is a lull in clients or customers? So let's first go to Donyae. What would you say if you have a lull in customers? How can you perk that up or try to get more customers at that time?
I'm sorry, you said what type of customers?
Just if it's, let's say like sales are down and you're not seeing as many clients, what's a way that you could boost that?
I would say networking, because word of mouth is the best thing. What I would do, get on, meetup.com, get on those platforms where you can network. It's so many different ways. Just hand out business cards, just talk to people. When I tell you, I get calls from people that I met 6 years ago and I gave them a card in Walmart. You'll never believe like the calls that I get. It's just meeting people, and your personality, your vibe is what gets them to, oh, I met this person, let me give a family member their business card, let me refer them. It's getting out and doing that footwork.
And let's say someone maybe is a little nervous to network. What kind of tips would you give them to get started?
So I am a very shy person. The thing is, I think a lot of strangers, for some reason, come up to me, and I'm very shy, but I'm able to have that one-on-one. It's very hard for me to do the initial thing, but for some reason, I've been lucky enough for everyone to just initially start that conversation. But being in these organizations and being forced to communicate, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. When I tell you that's the only way to fix it, get out there and talk, just meet people. They have groups. There's a group that I actually still want to take. It's a group that I have to look for it, but just type it in on Google. It helps with public speaking. And what they do is a group of people, they get together and they practice. They give each other tips. They help each other get better. I've done a lot of public speaking, but I'm still going to take that course. Well, it's not even a course. I'm still going to join that organization. I hope that.
Yeah, that's great. And honestly, I go to a lot of events too and meet a lot of people. And sometimes I think bringing a friend is also very helpful because you have someone else that you can be around and work off of.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So, Shanay, do you think posting static posts are worth it anymore? Or should you do mostly videos or reels?
It really depends on what your goal and objective is. Do you want your content to be searchable? Reels, what I've noticed is reels are to reach new audiences. So for example, if you are already within that community, the reel might not reach you because you're already following them. But reels are really designed to reach out and cast a wider net to bring new people into your community. But really, if you are just growing, my suggestion, and you can take it or leave it because everybody has their own approach, is to do something that's going to be searchable. Do something that people can find in the future, because that's really going to keep that consistent flow of awareness for your business. But again, it really just depends on what your objective is. If it's going to be a one-off and you're sharing information that is just, for example, an event that's going to end, that could be a reel, or reels can also be information that you're sharing, but you also want to have something that's constant, that's on your website that people can go to from that reel to really connect with your business.
Okay. And if you do reels, should you stick to popular sounds or also do talking like the day in the life of or voiceovers?
Experiment. That would be the best thing to do. Experiment with trends, experiment with voiceover, experiment with videos that fit your personality, because it's really all about the personality, being personable, and just connecting with people. So yes, to gain more traction and awareness, you might want to have some trending sounds, but also if something like Beyonce's new album came out, there are lots of songs on her album that I would love to create reels for, but they're not necessarily trending. So if it's something that you really, really like and it fits your personality and it fits the brand, then go for it. Just experiment and have fun.
And you talked about making videos searchable. Do you have any tips on how to make videos searchable on YouTube? What's the best way to do that?
Yes, within your title, you want to make sure that your title is searchable. Think about what people ask when they search within Google. For example, a video that I created is how to create videos. That's something that somebody would search. How to prefix is always going to be searchable. Another thing that you can do aside from your title is you can include your location. YouTube also does now allow you to have hashtags that are searchable. You can also use keywords within YouTube I can't think of what they're called now, but keep your tags. So if you tag, for example, how to create videos, and that's in your title, that's two places where you could potentially pop up in search. I know if I type in travel content creator, a video will pop up with me in it because that was within the search. Also within your description box, you could write out what that video outline is. You could write out more information about the video topic, and that will also allow people to find you because they're using those words to find the search results that they're looking for, the viewer.
And then do you think social media has heightened imposter syndrome? And have either of you had imposter syndrome? And what can you do to fix it?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Because with social media, people, and myself included, compare people's journey. And that can be very challenging when you're comparing where you are versus where someone else is. And so it's really about finding what works for you and finding a way to have fun when you do it. You can't not compare yourself, and you can't not avoid having imposter syndrome. But for me personally, I have affirmation cards that I use just on a day-to-day basis to help keep my mind in that positive mind frame, because we all are goal-oriented. We all are looking to improve and advance ourselves. And when we see other people doing more than what we think we should be doing, that can, weigh down on us. But we have to find ways to combat these feelings. And if you're creating content for your business, just try to have fun and give as much value as you can.
And Don, what about you?
Yes, I definitely agree with everything Shanay said. I do think it has heightened the imposter syndrome. But one thing that I do is I stay in my lane. When I say I block literally everything out, so that way I'm only focused on myself. What I typically do is I'll post on Instagram and I won't really go through my timeline. So I'll post and I'll log off and I'll be at work and I'll be busy for the rest of the day, and then I'll post again. So I don't really get to see as much as I would like to, but it helps keep me focused, because when you get into, oh, this person is doing better to me, that's depressing. That is very depressing. So just focus and cut out all distractions. If you feel yourself, I guess, getting worked up or anxiety or anything, log off, take a break, just stay focused.
Yeah, as a young leader, I think it's so hard not to have imposter syndrome and compare yourself. What do you think, this is for both of you, what advice could you give to a young leader or a young entrepreneur, because you've been in this journey and you've gone through this?
I would say stay true to yourself and stay consistent. Believe in yourself is another one. A lot of times, like, I felt through my journey, I would get anxiety. I would be like, oh my God, like, okay, I've accomplished this goal, but I'm too nervous. This is too much. I can't do it. And I complain all the time about, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. This is what I asked to do. This is what I wanted. I'm at a great place, and I wouldn't have never seen myself here. So when I say dream big and focus and do what you have to do. Do not make excuses. I always tell myself, I talk to my kids like that too. Oh, I can't. I do not want to hear can't. Take can't out of your vocabulary and just do it. Do not make an excuse for why you cannot do something. That is not an option. Do it.
I love that.
I do too.
I'm sorry, guys. I get real passionate about that.
It's so important. I think that's wonderful.
That's so real. And it's funny because that's literally how I have to talk to myself, because I can get caught up in my head about my progress and where I see myself versus where I am. And, some days I'm not feeling my best self. So I'm like, just do it and stay positive. Another thing I would add is find community. That's really one of the biggest things, because we can't always just be to ourselves. Donyae also mentioned this as well, networking. That networking piece is going to help you find the community, find your people that are also in this space, in the same industry as you, on the same path as you, that you can relate to, bounce ideas off of, and just ask questions to. So find community so that you don't feel alone. And when you feel that imposter syndrome, share it with them, and they can also, relate and help you to move past it, because you don't want to stop. You have to keep going.
Oh, I think that's great. And that looks like that's all the questions we have. So if you could go to the next slide, please. Wonderful. So thank you for attending, and thank you both. You have wonderful insight, and I think you have a lot of passion for what you do, which others can see. Well, I really appreciate you joining us today and sharing your expertise. I hope that you can join us next time. We're going to be having a Q&A, so all Q&A with emerging leaders from the junior board. And when you exit this, there will be a survey that pops up, so please feel free to fill that out. And you can reach out to me, or if you have any other questions with the junior board of directors, you can find them on social media, and or reach out to your Better Business Bureau. So thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.